Hello, dear friends. I recently had a chance to visit parts of the northwestern Uyghur Autonomous Region of China, Xinjiang. The Muslim majority region is spread over 1.66 million square kilometers. That is nearly equal to half of the European continent, which is a little over 4 million square kilometers. And this is also 1/6 of China's total landmass. Xinjiang borders 8 countries: Mongolia, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, India, and Pakistan. The famous ancient Silk Road is estimated to be about 7,000 kilometers, and the bulk of it, that is 5,000 kilometers, run through the entire Xinjiang province. The region assumed greater importance with the launch of the Belt and Road Initiative over a decade ago, and basically serves as a crucial corridor and a transit station for the BRI-related activities. Some 56 ethnic groups reside in Xinjiang. In the words of a Chinese diplomat, the ethnic, religious, and cultural diversity, as well as its economic opportunities, have meanwhile turned Xinjiang into a melting pot of diverse cultures and economic development that involves agriculture, cultivation techniques, livestock breeding, papermaking, porcelain, metallurgy, hydraulic engineering, and gun-powered manufacturing. This is all that has spread through the years, spread across the region with rich mineral wealth in the high mountains that surround the big cities such as Urumqi, Kashgar, and Kala. The region has seen staggering development in the last 15 years or so, evident from the 1.9 trillion RMB GDP that the province recorded in 2023, with a year-on-year growth of 6.8%. The economic indicators in Xinjiang basically are among the best in China if we look at other regions such as Guangzhou, Guangdong, Shanghai, Beijing, Chengdu. The majority Muslim inhabitants, the Uyghurs, practice their faith as they will. There's hardly any bar, and you can see them visiting mosques and their religious seminaries. There are, however, some restrictions, and that is to regulate the life, the movement, and to deny the extremist elements the chance to exploit the existing conditions. Now, unlike the disinformation spread in the Western media, the central government in Beijing has for an inclusive government. Now, unlike the disinformation that we come across in the most of the Western media, the central government in Beijing basically focuses on an inclusive governance model, not only for the mainland China, but also for autonomous regions such as Xinjiang. It offers incentives to all those live on the Chinese territories. This is the only way officials say to promote peace and an inclusive governance. The Xinjiang Islam Institute complex on the outskirts of Urumqi, the capital of the Xinjiang province, is one such example. It gets an annual funding of 250 million RMBs from Beijing, while the Xinjiang government provides another 30 or so million to keep the institute running. This institution runs and guides over a dozen similar institutions and is affiliated with hundreds of mosques across the Xinjiang province. During the journey through Xinjiang, I met with a Canadian vlogger, Omar Ali. I asked him about the impressions about visits to places such as Korla, Urumqi, and Kashgar.
My impression is that nothing we've been told is true. Not one sentence that I've heard claimed about this place is correct. I've seen that this is not only the last place where you could imagine a genocide happening, it's also simply heaven on earth. This is a beautiful, beautiful place. I never thought that Central Asia would be like this. I never thought that Xinjiang would be like this. There's a complete absence of poverty. I haven't seen any homeless people, any beggars. There's so much development everywhere. Shopping districts everywhere, wide tree-lined streets, technology, underground metros, exactly like much better than I'm used to in Canada. The indigenous people are very happy. I have never seen any indigenous people, any people who are supposedly downtrodden and persecuted, simply so happy. And I've spent a few days with these people. I've seen with my own eyes their traditional attire, their rituals, their dances. I've heard their language spoken everywhere. I've seen their language displayed on hundreds of pieces of public signage in Urumqi and here in Kashgar. I've seen a museum dedicated to displaying photos and videos of the renovation of one of their cities, Kashgar, which is 95% Uyghur. I've seen a small museum dedicated to preserving the traditional handicrafts of Uyghurs and paying tribute to them. So I see their children playing everywhere, posing for pictures, getting their hair done.
Were you surprised or shocked as a Canadian?
I was shocked. I was shocked because I was already pro-China before I came here, but I thought perhaps that these people were being cynicized and that it was for their own good, but that they didn't really like it. But what I found was that these people their culture is 100% preserved. Their religion is 100% preserved. We visited several religious schools and institutions dedicated to Islam with Uyghur imams and presidents, and these schools are 100% paid for by the central government, by the Xinjiang, by the People's Government of the Xinjiang Autonomous Region, which is funded by the central government of China. And through a partnership between Guangdong and Xinjiang. The Chinese have the system where rich provinces pair with poor provinces and participate in their development. And Guangdong, which is China's richest province, is a sister province, the sister province of Xinjiang.
So do you see this as a practical side, as an implementation of the shared prosperity, shared destiny concept that is so much peddled in China?
Yes, I believe so. The Chinese, the CPC realized that this place was going to continue to be a hotbed of extremism and separatism and religious fundamentalism until there was major aggressive economic development and people's lives were transformed, until people's lives were very significantly uplifted. And that's exactly what happened here. People's lives are very comfortable. As I've mentioned, I have not seen, shocking when you visit a developing country. Certainly, I would never expect this. This is a common sight in Egypt. Beggars and poverty and homelessness. It's a common sight if you visit Egypt, if you visit even Latin America, Brazil, Mexico, I don't know. But there's nothing like that here. Absolutely, there must be some poverty here, but there is no abject poverty. There is no poverty where someone lacks a place to live, food to eat, a job to give him some sufficient level of income. There's no poverty like that here. And as a result of that, I think poor people, they turn to extremists. And people here have no reason to turn to extremists. Another thing that surprised me is that Uyghurs are by and large a secular people. Religion is one part of their identity, but it's not their entire identity, like what is assumed in the West. Islam is the Uyghurs are people who love life. They love traditional attire. Uyghur women do not wear the hijab. They wear their own attire and ethnic jewelry. They love to look pretty. Uyghurs seem to like to drink. They have traditional. They have their own traditional drinks, traditional restaurants. Their dances. You know, the flying dervish, which is famous in Turkey, that's actually not unique to the Turkish Republic. That's a common Turkic dance, and it's very much practiced here. I saw it everywhere. I saw it in restaurants. I saw it at the Eid celebrations at People's Square. So
Okay.
that was the second thing that surprised me.
Xinjiang also has more than well-protected over 5,000 intangible cultural heritage items. It has continuously and consciously, I underline consciously, focused on preservation and improvement of the facilities of religious activity, venues, of faiths, of places that people from different faiths love to visit. The emphasis is on the people, on their devotion to their faith as well as their commitment to the state. The Chinese government as well as the Xinjiang government also promotes translations and publications of religious texts in various languages, including those on Islam and Buddhism. On the face of it, it is a great example of inclusive, people-centric development, as local officials and experts insist, with the Chinese and Xinjiang characteristics. And that is winning over people's hearts and minds through affection and care and investment in improving the quality of their lives. Thank you very much.